Greetings, mortals. I am Nathas, one of the rulers of the underworld, or specifically the ruler of Manga Hell. And today we'll be reacting to the newest chapter of Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun, chapter 263, titled Quattro. Not sure what that means in French, Spanish. I'm not really sure what language Paul speaks in. So I'm just going to go with whatever one I feel like is the closest. And before any of you start saying I'm a fucking devil, I do worse stuff or things that actually matter for a living. So whatever offensive things you hear are essentially the dumbest thing you could tell me. It's like one of those things. Things like you cut someone with a blade. Oh my god, I'm in pain because someone cut me with a blade. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. What did you expect was gonna happen? You fucking cut by a blade. So yeah. Anyways, let's go into this chapter. So anyways, we actually start this chapter with a double-page color spread where we have all of the Misfit class going up against all the teachers. And the funny thing is, the Misfit side's actually volume 28 of the series. Not sure if that means that volume 29 is gonna be all the teachers, as I think the previous volume had all the teachers, which I think was volume 26, 7, one of those two, I think, had the teachers be in very different positions. I don't even think Caligo and Balam were there. So yeah, it's a pretty nice panel, though I feel like some of the color schemes are a bit mixed up because we have Tori there with white hair, even though his hair is supposed to be orange. We have Infrit here with black hair and white horns, even though in the anime depicted him with black horns and blue hair. So yeah, that's how we have it. Funny enough, we actually don't have Shida or Notori anywhere near the hair, but I guess that does make sense. As well as we actually have that bring closer to Senpai and that other Senpai that wanted to go up against Elizabeth. Yeah, we also have these two, but those two barely even appear to anything, so it's kind of funny on that side. But yeah, anyways, let's go into the actual chapter. Finally. Anyways, there we have Paul being there as we have him like striking a pose. It's like Chise, hello. Like we actually have a little translation as well, which is kind of funny. We have to translate from Japanese to English, but now we have to translate from that to another language so we can get what the hell he's saying. I mean, I feel like Chise is probably what it actually says in the manga, but it's kind of funny to imagine. Like we have to have two different translations here to understand what's going on. So anyways, then we have Paul saying Sullivan. So yeah, and so we're giving a Daft Punk expression as he then uses a spell called equivocal. Equivocal. As we have the teachers falling on the ground, as they we see Infant Monoki be both on the ground, and he was like, "Ugh!" And while in Monoki is completely already like barely a bit above the ground, as he then Paul grabs a toy, which I'm not sure if that was in Paul that knocked him out or it was Sullivan. I think it's Sullivan, the one who knocked a toy out. But needless to say, one of them he's knocked out, as he used to be called. As there we have Paul bringing his wings out, which his wings actually have a very interesting design where they have like little piano keys. So when he comes out, he has like giant bat wings, but they are basically looking like a music, like a piano. So yeah, it's a pretty logical thing if you really think about it in terms of like wings. It's kind of like how Balam has like very grassy type wings when it comes to its specialty, and it does make him unique amongst demons. By the way, there we have Paul immediately jumping out as he uses to fly. Then Sullivan also brings his wings out. He also jumps up, but unlike Paul, his jump like also has like a lot of force that actually sends up Opera back. So, anyways, then we have Sullivan and Paul in the air flying a bit. I guess maybe Paul was waiting for Sullivan to get there so they can have a little chit chat. So, anyways, then we have Sullivan being like, he's like thinking to a bit and saying like, I don't know why you're here, but would you please hand that thing over to us? He's not even referring to a toy as a thing, as a person. He's like literally referring to him as a thing, which might have to do something with how these spider demons and these other demons are being considered. Because I mean, Balam stated there's no such thing as a toy spider demon thing that he is. So it's one of those type of things. Not sure if that has anything to do with lore or not, but I'm guessing it does. Anyways, then we have someone saying like Poro-kun, as we get like a badass kind of panel with both of them saying at each other, as then we have a Poro just shrugging it off, as then we have Poro just taking his little musician's stick or whatever that's called, and he just sticks like just shows it that they to someone to like say, if you want him, you gotta have to fight me. As they have someone just starting to get like he has like a bit of his eyes open as he gave it me says someone says saying, you're pointing your fangs at me. One of the current 13 crowds and principle of Babylus. You do understand the implications of that, correct? So basically it's like I have no mind you excluding all of this, but this is time to reach the limit to how much I can excuse. As then we get Paul as he's just thinking a bit, as then Paul just responds all calmly like, "I'm doing this to see him again." And then Sluman listens to that, and he doesn't have like a freak out face, but I feel like he does have a bit what, as he even says like, "What do you?" As then Paul starts saying, "The current 13 crowns, huh? How ridiculous!" And then we get like a little a little bit of a flashback with Alcor. As Paul says, the moment he disappeared, the crowns lost all meaning. He should have been both my world and yours. As they would see Paul and Soyone, they're both bowing before him. So yeah, it seems that Paul doesn't like the 13 crowns, or at the very least, he doesn't respect them. Not sure how this goes with Baal, because Baal's also one of the 13 crowns, but maybe uh, but maybe he just doesn't find them to be up worth or anything. Maybe it's something like one of those types of things where 13 crowns were previous generation of 13 crowns was respectable and dignified, while the current ones are just a bunch of idiots. Maybe it's one of those things. Like Paul doesn't say anything like of the sorts, and it might just be like him trying to sound as evil as possible, or whatever. But it's kind of no, but it's kind of like one of those things that I'm wondering what exactly do they how exactly do they compare the 13 crowns? I mean, too, if I feel like a few of them are a bit. I don't think we actually got an explanation on how do the 13 crowns rank, but I feel like a few of them are newer ones when it comes to them. So yeah, anyways, there we have Paul saying, absolutely. I always thought you wouldn't accept a world without him. And yet you, as Paul looks at something, as in someone looks at what Paul's looking at, as then he sees like a window that's open, as we see Iruma, I guess it was after that shockwave was running towards it to see what's going on outside. As there Iruma looking at them, all shocked and worried about Suiwan, as Morris is coming there to make sure that he doesn't get in trouble or get involved in this. As then Paul turns back to Soiwa once he's looking at them, and Paul says, I'm not like you. I cannot give up. As he points his musician stiff to him, as he was saying, if it means I get to see him again, then I would give rise to even the most cacophonous dissonant sound. My desire and yours, they are out of harmony. No, no one could ever replace Dalkara-sama. Solely one. As he's screaming that with all his passion, we actually see Soyeon getting serious as he puts his arm up. So yeah. So I guess the idea here is that while the two of them were like, I guess these two were. There's actually a comment about it on Reddit where Bo, Sullivan, and Dalke were basically Iruma, Asmodeus, and Clara from different generation, and I can kind of see it. So I guess the idea here is that both of the two were his right and left hand respectively, and poor here was, cannot move on, cannot give up on him after he disappeared, while Sullivan is trying to maybe not like replacement man is like a bit of a strong word, more like it's time for the demon world to move on essentially. So yeah, one of those types of things. But it seems like Poro doesn't want that to happen. Like he wants only Dalkera. Which, in my opinion, just tells me that he needs to be sent to a therapist to talk about his emotional issues, but that's besides me. I don't really care what demons do, honestly. Anyways, then we cut to one of the towers that we cut closer to, where we see Robin Sensei, and she's using, I think, his bloodline magic or one of his more powerful spells, like one hit bullseye, as he sends that arrow towards Poro, and Poro quickly, I guess here's the sound of it being sent as he looks at that, as then he just uses. I don't even think want to say a name of that. Just uses the base thing of his magic, just to like create a bunch of like musical keys, and just blocks the attack like it's nothing. Like, oh my god, someone sent this worthless attack at me, as he just does that. As in Rob's like, oh shit, shit. As they have Paul listening to the sound of that arrow, and it's like having like this kind of zzz, you know how like you do it when the guitar to get a sound effect. As then Paul just looks back at Silva and is like, that little Barbatos tyke, you got some nerve. So yeah, basically, Robin Kun can't do a shit against Paul. As then we have Paul saying, that threw off my groove. I'm taking my leave. As he just spins around. As then we have Paul saying, Sully, right now, you bear too large of a burden. As we see Sullivan there, putting his hand up. As then Paul's like, don't force me to take any more of these revolting sounds. Please. As there we have Sullivan's raising his hand, and then he lowers his hand down. As Paul just says, Quattro, referring to the title of the chapter. Since, Sullivan didn't attack him, he just like, alright, you can go if you want to. And then we have Paul flying away and saying Sullivan, and he escapes into the sky. As in Sullivan just looks up at him, as then appears, it's like, Sullivan-sama, as Sullivan just says, no. Because, again, I'm not sure if that has to do something with power scaling or not, or maybe it's like, no, I will let him go this time. This time it's fine. Or one of those types of situations, because it seems like an implied Oppa will actually go there and fight against Poro, which I'm not sure if his ranking without a reveal, but I'm pretty sure he's rank 9. And Oppa, well, I would assume that he's rank 8, considering how it doesn't seem like he has that much of an advantage in terms of hierarchy when it comes to color goals. So, yeah. This might be have actually went to like a upper 8 rank, as well as upper rank 9 type of situation, maybe lower rank 9. It depends really how would you rank Sullivan and Poro. Anyways, then we get a shot of the sky as Sullivan just says it's alright, as we see Poro actually sticking on a piece of a tower, which makes me wonder if he doesn't have wings or something, which he might not. I mean, I think not all demons require wings, it's just a lot of them do have wings because of survival capabilities. But everyone else could have like something else, like horns, claws, and and also there are some who like Yai who have just smell. So I guess maybe maybe Oppa doesn't have any of those, but he has a cat tail or something. Anyways, then we have Sylveon saying Quattro, which is also just means farewell, as if Paul saying farewell Sylveon. So yeah, that's what's referring to this chapter's title. As then we have Sullivan actually using Paul's first name, I'm guessing, and it's Amdususias. Amdususias. Not sure if that's a devil that's actually important on the lore or something, but needless to say, also not sure that's like his. This is the first time we hear his name. I feel like it might be the first time, but we might have already gotten his name during that musical festival arc. But yeah. So essentially, basically, Paul was just sent by Bal to get a toy and get the fuck out of here. And that's it. And to give us a bit more into a bit more hints to Paul Sullivan and Paul's relationship. Which honestly, this chapter makes me think that Sullivan and Paul are gonna fight one another, with Bal probably watching there from his throne room. I actually kind of cute. You know, it's kind of funny how Bal is like the one who doesn't really do much, and yet he's like the main one. And I mean, again, granted, Iruma is not exactly the most like traditional shonen battle mangas type of thing, so he doesn't exactly have to be like in the fray right now. And plus, it speaks more about him by the people he has on his side. But still, it's kind of weird that Bal isn't like doing that much when it comes to actual actions going on. Like you're in the arcs where he does get more focused, he doesn't really do much. So yeah. Anyways, this chapter is just kind of like a way to get to conclude the whole Atoy situation and to resolve it with a few hints to it. So in that sense, it's pretty fine of a chapter. I mean, it's a very quick chapter also. Like I exaggerated a few of the things by talking, but overall, it's a pretty good, short, good, sweet, short chapter. I'm guessing this will probably be like the final 5 minutes in the actual episodes once this gets animated. But yeah, so that's it. That's it. Now I'm curious how this is gonna continue. Like, there's the whole fact this was all broadcasted, so I'm curious on what they're gonna do here. Maybe that the first thing of that is gonna get involved and erase everyone's memory and all that. But to be fair, considering all the destruction, you can't just have blank space on footage or something like that. Although maybe she's gonna steal them since she's still there. Like, she has a bit in trouble because of a toy, but I don't think. I mean, it would be weird they fire her as well as imprison her and torture her when she has literally, helped them essentially. She's pretty much been on their side. But yeah, that's besides the point. So I'm guessing the next chapter is gonna be kind of the fallout, and maybe to conclude this whole. Like, I feel like the next chapter or the one after that, we're just gonna kind of get the wrap up for this arc. Now, anyways, I hope you like this chapter reaction. I hope you leave a like and subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.